Hello, my friends. Nicholas Villars. It's old Nico Lars here from Super Divorce, the synth pop duo from Lebanon, Ohio. Just coming at you live tonight. I should be asleep. It's past my bedtime. Um, but events have conspired to keep me awake this hour. Doing a little bit of this. Just doing a little bit of this that we've been doing all day. Been doing that all day long. It's been a real time. And, you know, hello, viewer. We've got one viewer here. Hello. How are you? Having me some fun tonight. Just like the title of this video says. Having me some fun tonight. I got a call from Microsoft's tech support. Their level 2 tech support. They called me at a little after 5 o'clock. And I just got off the phone with them several minutes ago. And we're not done yet. They're going to call me back in about an hour. We've got to do this first. We've already done a reinstall of Windows. Now we're doing a reset on my PC because they can't figure anything else out. Everyone is completely stumped. I had to set the gentleman in his place because he was trying to evade responsibility for this issue, folks. You cannot let them do that. Sometimes you have got to put a man in his place and let him know what's going on, because that's what I had to do. This guy was like, yeah, you're using DaVinci Resolve and Adobe Premiere, right? And it won't load. Neither program will load the set of plugins that previously worked for you for over a year. Neither program will load these. Oh, it's probably a problem with the programs. I would recommend calling the manufacturers of the software. He recommended this after I had already told him that I have spent literally, this started in April, and I have been going back and forth with various tech support agents from DaVinci Resolve and from Red Giant, the creators of the plugins I've been trying to use, and most recently Adobe Premiere. Everyone, all of those tech support agents, and we're not talking like people that I spent 5 minutes on the phone with. We're talking about it's been passed up the flagpole, and all options have been looked into and exhausted. Everyone I've talked to has informed me I am dealing with a Windows issue. Because what sense does that make? I told the guy, I was like, no, this is not a problem with the programs, you see. The program that I used mainly, DaVinci Resolve, for editing our videos, I had been using just fine for over a year with this set of plugins called Red Giant Universe. One of these random Windows 10 updates sort of rolled into town one night, blasted my computer to hell, made my Wi-Fi stop working. I had to roll back to the previous version before the update. Then I had to figure out and finagle a way to stop the updates from happening, so that the update wouldn't creep back in again. Why? Because they had rolled this update out, but it was incompatible with the fairly common and somewhat high-end 5G wireless card that I have. As soon as the update installed, my wireless card could not be found. So I had to find a way to keep that install from happening. And then right around that same time is when this issue started, where Resolve would not load the Red Giant Universe plugins. And if it was just Red Giant, or rather, if it was just DaVinci Resolve that was having the issue, that'd be one thing. Hello, we've got another person that just joined us. I'm just going over my computer woes as we are resetting this PC after I spent 5 hours, over 5 hours, probably closer to between 5 hours and 15 minutes and 5.5 hours this evening that I've spent on the phone. Yeah, still effed. Trying this now. This is not something that I wanted to have to do, but this is like the last resort before we have to completely do a clean install of Windows and remove everything. If we get to that point, then that means I'm going to have to do the other step of moving everything that I want to save from my C drive over to my external hard drive, which I really don't want to have to mess with because that's just more time. And so we're going to try and reset it. That's what they're working on now. That's what they have told me to do at Microsoft's tech support. Anyway, so I was just I was trying to avoid all this, you know. I was trying to find some way to make this work without having to get into this region, but no one could give me any answers. And like I said, the Windows guy was trying to dodge responsibility. He was saying this is not a Windows issue. You should contact the manufacturers of the software. I was like, bruh, I did that, dog. I've spent the past 4 months doing that, dog. Nah, nah, no. This is an issue with Windows. Because as I was saying, if it was a problem with Resolve for some reason, I could see that. Some mysterious issue with one program. I could see that. But the fact that two different mainstream video editing programs are having the exact same issue, not loading plugins, that's where all of the tech support people I talked to had kind of come to the conclusion that this is not a software issue. This is something that's going wrong within Windows. Within Windows 10, my least favorite Windows operating system that I've ever used. It's horrible. It is garbage tier. It is a garbage tier operating system, and I can't wait to be done with it, to be honest with you. Whatever they put out next, I mean, maybe it'll be worse. I guess that's possible. At this point, it seems like they just want to give you a really horrible user experience. They want to force you to take updates that are going to screw with your system. They're going to roll out updates that are going to cause you to have compatibility issues. And then when you tell them about it, they're going to tell you that it's not Windows' fault. This has to be something else. It has to be a problem with the program that you're trying to use. No, that's not true. So please, as someone who spent 4 months trying to solve this problem, and in the meantime incurred new issues that have taken up more time to try and solve, don't tell me that that you've got a flawless system in place and that you've provided a fantastic operating system for me to use, because it's not true. It has been stripped of customization. They sneak in these backdoor updates. They make it terribly difficult for people to keep their system stable with this new paradigm they've set up with all these mandatory updates. It's just awful. Really, really bad. Andrew asked what my favorite version of Windows is. I think Windows 7 was really good. I don't recall having like any issues with Windows 7. And I'm trying to remember why I upgraded. I think I just came to my computer one day and it had rolled over to Windows 10. They did that one time, and I was like, all right, whatever. We'll see how it is, and it's been awful. The problem if you want to use Windows 7 now is like a lot of new stuff coming out is not tailored to Windows 7. All the new stuff's being written for Windows 10, so it makes it problematic to try and go back and use a previous version at this point. I never did use Windows 8 because it didn't force you to update. There was never an automatic Windows 8 upgrade that happened. But like I said, one day I came back to my computer and it was just running Windows 10. So Andrew said his favorite Windows operating system is a tie between 3.1 and XP. I know that I remember having XP on my old Alienware, and I think maybe the laptop that I had that I used up until just a few years ago, I believe that ran XP. I don't remember 3.1. My very first computer ever was a Packard Bell, if anyone remembers Packard Bell computers. It was a Packard Bell that ran Windows 95. That was the first home PC that we ever had. I liked that. I would take it over this at this point. You know, I would take a stable Windows 95 if it could run things. You know, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind the setup. I'm surprised they haven't done that yet, like a Windows throwback, and everything just looks exactly like Windows 95, and like the media player looks the same, and obviously not the graphically. You would want the nice fidelity and the quality of a modern day operating system, but give it a skin so everything looks exactly like Windows 95. That'd be kind of neat. I'd run that if it worked. Andrew said he had a Packard Bell in '97. Did you play any games on it? My old Packard Bell, I remember it came with the music video for Weezer's Buddy Holly. That's like where I first heard Weezer. It was just loaded onto the hard drive, and I remember like clicking through folders and I found it. For some reason, that series of computer just it came preloaded with Buddy Holly from Weezer, which is pretty neat. So it shows you that I am an old school Weezer fan. I've been around for some time, guys. I didn't jump on in the Beverly Hills era. Andrew said he played Red Alert and Warcraft 2 and Diablo, etc. I never did play any PC games until I got into high school. I mean, we had like a few, but the video card was like, it was shit. We didn't buy it for gaming when we got it. It was, what did we even use it for? It was just like to have a computer, I feel like. We didn't connect to the internet until probably 1998 or 99 when I finally talked my parents into it because they were always afraid of putting their credit card information on the computer. It was like, oh, people are going to steal all of our information. They'll get our social security numbers and we're going to go broke. They were so worried about it. It's like, you guys go out to eat, don't you? You know how many scams are run on patrons of restaurants where people order a nice meal, they hand that card over to the waiter or waitress and they walk off and like swipe it through one of those little card readers? That's not something new, folks. That's been going on for years. That technology has been around for a long time. Probably back to the 90s. And if not, you hand your waiter or waitress your credit card and they can just take it off to the side and write everything down. Or better yet, they could have like an Indiana Jones booklet, that they take out, and then they place your card under a page and make like an etching. I bet people did that, like the Indiana Jones of criminal wait staff. So that stuff's been going on. What I'm saying is putting your credit card information on the computer in 1995, I don't think it was as big of a deal as people made it out to be. But people were very wary of that, and that's why we didn't. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know what we used our computer for until we got the internet. People just had computers. It was just like, do you want to get a family computer? What are we going to use it for? Uh, I don't know. Word processor. Um, Andrew said all of his friends. Let me see. He said all of his friends were building PCs, but he didn't want to bother with it, and every chud had a gateway, and he was not about that life. Well, my grandparents had a gateway, and that was the first computer that I used on my own that had the internet on it, outside of like school, But that was the first PC that I ever used with the internet, and I remember looking up pictures of Jennifer Love Hewitt uh, on their computer when I would be home alone. Go to my grandparents' house and they like go out for a little while, and I'd go back on the computer and look up Jennifer Love Hewitt pics. What else? And like get on Dragon Ball Z fan fiction sites and like GeoCities and read stories people had written. And then I remember like going through this phase where I printed out a bunch of Dragon Ball Z pictures. There was some other kid in my class who did the same thing. And I was like, that's cool. That kid's got like a binder full of Dragon Ball Z photos that he's printed out from the internet. And so I started doing that too. I probably wasted a lot of printer ink. But that was something fun to do on the internet in the late 90s or early 2000s. Probably late 90s. Yeah. Um, but I'm trying to think, like, what else did I do with my first computer? I played that little ski game, with the monster. Um, Andrew said that isn't cool in the slightest. Well, I thought it was cool. I thought it was really cool to have a binder full of Dragon Ball Z pictures that I had printed off from the internet with characters who had not debuted on the American series yet. That was a big deal to see like all these characters from the Japanese airing, and like the Toonami version had not made it that far yet. They just showed the Frieza saga like 50 times before they ever moved on. And that's why I never saw anything past the Frieza saga until like just a few years ago. Because I loved Dragon Ball Z, but for this certain period of time, it's just like they ran up through the Frieza saga over and over again, and then never moved past it. So I'm thankful for Funimation, the Funimation app. I was able to go through the entire series finally. Andrew asked if I was wearing polyester flame dragon button-ups. No, I never did that. But I had a friend who wore those kinds of t-shirts. Like every time we went out to the mall, that was like his special. It's like some people, they put on a nice polo, or they put on their nice Lacoste shirt and like some nice aftershave. I had a friend who always, we'd go to the mall on Friday nights. His mom would drop us off, and he'd always have to change into the flame shirt, put on one of the flame shirts, like one of the dragon shirts, the shiny ones. I never got into those though. I don't think I ever owned one. Um, I had a lot of like comic book T-shirts. I've still got one actually to this day from high school. It's just a Marvel T-shirt with a bunch of Marvel characters on it. But I was kind of into that. I never did the flame tees. Um, but my friend, he was very confident in the flame T-shirts and got a few numbers when we were out. So I mean, it worked to some degree. and he always was talking to new ladies. Uh, so I don't know. Maybe there's something to it. Maybe you shouldn't laugh off the flame T-shirt, Andrew. Maybe that's what you need. I would recommend you go out and get yourself a few and just see what happens. Just explore it. Just see what happens when you buy a few of the button-up flame tees. I really like I really like the all black with blue flames. You're laughing it off. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You're digging your own romantic grave. This is this is how you find true love. You go out and you buy like let's see, maybe a 5 or 6 XL button up, all black silk with shiny blue flames. You get yourself one of those shirts, and I think that well, within the hour after you put it on, you probably have found your future wife. I think that that's the key to success, and I think that it's been well, it's been driven out of the public sphere. It's been laughed off, just like you're laughing it off to your own detriment. Andrew says Jinkos are back. Well, then maybe you could go ahead and pair them up. You put on your polyester, silky, black and blue flame button-up t-shirt, a nice pair of Jinkos. I think that that's what you need. I think that that's really it. That's that's called dressing for success. So, and anyone else watching this later on, I would recommend the same to you. If I was not a married man already, I would be going out and doing this right now. I would be tracking down these styles of t-shirts and these styles of pants. Andrew says he'd rather die of the Zika virus, to be honest. Well, I think that's a very ignorant stance to take. I think you're being bullheaded, and I think that you're being ignorant and stubborn. Because here I am giving you the keys to the city, and you're throwing them back at me. And one day you're gonna think back, and you're gonna realize the mistake that you made here. You could have had it all. All you needed was a button-up shirt and some jeans, and everything would have been just fine. Everything would have been more than fine. It would have been perfect. It would have been your best life. You could have lived your best life, Andrew. And instead you have to be egotistical and uppity, and turn your nose up at this wonderful suggestion, at this hidden secret that everyone else, like you, has laughed off over the years. But I have the proof in my story to back up what I'm saying here, and that is that true love is found when you wear a button-up blue flame t-shirt and some Jinkos, and perhaps some Airwalk shoes. I don't know how you feel about Airwalks. Would you wear some Airwalk shoes, Andrew? Some nice Airwalks? Anyone else? What do you think of Airwalks? Would you try those out? My PC is still resetting. It's at 90%. I wonder if this is going to work. I have a feeling it's not going to. And I don't want to be too cynical, but it's just like nothing else so far. I figure something has to get the job done. Wouldn't it be, what if I was cursed? This not work. Back to our fashion discussion. It says right here, Andrew says, gotta go big ass DCs. Yeah, I think that that's doable. Nothing wrong with that. You could try a big ass pair of DCs. 91% on my resetting PC. But what I was saying, people don't talk about being cursed. What if I got... So let's say this doesn't work. Let's say this doesn't work. It's thumbs down. And then we do a fresh install of Windows and it still doesn't work. And then I'm like, okay, fine. I will go and buy a new computer. And I bring it home and I set it up and I download the stuff and it still doesn't work. And then I have someone else come into the room and try to do it and it works for them. But as soon as I take over the computer, the plugins disappear. I mean, it's possible. I think it's really, really unlikely, but it could be. It could be that I am just cursed when it comes to these plugins. I hope that's not true, but it's something to explore. There's our TV friend from yesterday and the day before. Just hanging out. He's got a nice spot here now. That's a pretty good spot for it. Right next to the old-fashioned big screen. Andrew asked if I don't have Windows installed on a dedicated drive. Yeah, I mean, I use my C drive typically for Windows, and then I was using my external drive for files and such. So, until I almost lost everything the other night. That was a scary, scary thing to have happen. But you know, what can you do? All right, looks like it wants to load up here. We've got... Okay, now it says preparing. And now it's telling me that my PC will restart several times. And it just has to install Windows now. Don't turn off your PC. This will take a while. Yep, I kind of assumed it would. I've only been doing this since 5 o'clock today. This has been my day. Sitting here, tinkering with my computer, being talked down to by tech support people, only to have them not present me with any solutions. Andrew said he runs Windows on his SSD, so if it goes belly up, he can format that drive only. Yeah, that's smart, but that's not what I'm doing here. So I've got to deal with the reality of the situation, and it is that that I did not have Windows on a completely separate drive. It's on a drive with programs. That's kind of how I was doing it, so that all of my files and data would be backed up on a different drive on my external guy. But you know, that's the lay of the land here. So that's what I've got to deal with. That's what we're looking at right now. Did you guys hear about oh, what was it? Hold on a sec. Oh. You hear about the new Star Wars news? Did you guys hear that they said that Episode 9 might be the longest Star Wars movie ever? In fact, it might get split in two. They might give it the Harry Potter treatment. Other movies have done that. What, like Hunger Games? I've never seen any of those, nor have I read the books. But they're saying that they might split this next one in two. So we might be getting actually Episode 9 and 10. Because they might be trying to make it like, well, rumor is now that they're trying to pull in like everyone they can. If we are to believe the article of our friend B. Alan Orange, who we've talked about a little bit on this channel. You might know him mostly from Ethan Van Sciver's review videos, but I've read a B. Alan Orange I think that he did the article on Finn's new hair. I think that was a B. Allen Orange production. But he's saying that rumor has it they might be trying to make this like Infinity War. You know? Andrew thinks splitting the movie is the worst decision. Well, I mean, at this point, I don't know. That's it. Yeah, probably. It probably is the worst decision. You'd rather have it be 3.5 hours? I would too. The only problem is like this is the sequel trilogy. It's a very odd collection of movies. People will be studying these movies. 1 and 2. Mm, no, I don't buy that. I'd rather it just be 9 and 10. I don't think I disagree with the idea. Hey Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan, let's see. Hold on. Obi-Wan asks, you think they'll release the 2 parts 6 months apart instead of a full year, I would imagine, or whatever, 2 years for the numbered entries. I don't know, because it seems like they enjoy their holiday thing for like the big numbered entries. And I don't mind that either. I kind of like Star Wars coming out around Christmas. You know, that's when they originally planned for the original trilogy movies to come out, was around the holidays, but then they end up pushing it back. So I don't mind it. I wouldn't mind waiting a year if they did it. I feel like that gives it gives the fandom some time to speculate and have some fun. So I wouldn't mind waiting until like the following holiday season if they ended up going that route. But will they do that? I don't know. Maybe it will just be one really long movie. I think that that's the best thing that they could do. I'd rather it be just one really long film. Andrew says the premise is the 9-part Skywalker saga. They'd be huffing glue if they bumped it into episode 10. Well, look, it's like you're not fooling anyone though. It's not. I just don't like the idea of saying episode 9 part 1 and part 2. Just make it a different movie or put it all together. I don't like films that are separated into like you know, that are broken up just because they don't want to make the movie long. Let's say that. So just make it really long. But if they decide to do it in 2 separate movies, I don't know. Just make it episode 9 and 10. Why not? Yeah, it breaks up the 9-part idea. I get that. I get it. But I don't like the idea of having an episode 9 part 1 and an episode 9 part 2. When you buy the movies, you're still going to have 10 Star Wars films sitting on your shelf, not counting any of the Star Wars from now on. That could be the case. They're like, we're with it, where it's like you get your Star Wars story movies, and then every so often, kind of at random, then they drop a numbered entry, and it's like it's going to be a really big deal, especially if they. I don't think it has to be though. Not anymore. Because this trilogy doesn't even make sense to begin with. This is a garbage trilogy, so they've already ruined the prestige of the trilogy. The precedent was blown to pieces with episode 8. Nothing makes any sense. So you don't have to stick to trilogies, in my opinion. They're putting out Star Wars story movies. Just keep doing that, and then kind of build up to, they're gonna. I don't know what might happen with like the future of the animated series, what things they might toss out in that realm. So it's just like have all this big movie, kind of like what they've done with Marvel. I don't think that that would be too hateful, especially if they don't want to plan out trilogies. That's what I'm saying is like the trilogy concept was killed with the sequel trilogy, if you will, because they didn't even have an idea in mind. There was no clear vision for it. They didn't know where it was going, and not in a clever way, not in a not in a way that sort of I guess is geared towards the creative spontaneity of one mind or several people working together. It's not like there was never any vision for it. It was just it was a few events happened in the Force Awakens, and then they sort of passed it off to Rian Johnson, and he just kind of ignored everything that was set up for him and killed all of the interesting questions. Everything you could have wondered about from Episode 7 uh, was just squashed by Episode 8. So now all they can do is try to get rid of the effects of Episode 8, and it just doesn't feel like you need to watch the series or this series of films straight through. If Episode 9 turns out to be decent, I don't think anyone's going to feel like they need to sit down and watch 7 and 8. It'll be like 9 did a good job telling a story on its own. That's really all they have left. That's all they can do. Um, I don't know anyone who loves 7 or 8. Uh, so that's my take. That's my hot take. Is that the concept of the trilogy in Star Wars has been destroyed by the way that 7 and 8 clash with each other. And so I think that you could do main saga entries, numbered entries that are built up to using the Star Wars story movies as well as whatever supplemental material they have, TV shows, comic books, novels. Um, I have faith in Episode 9 as well. But again, going back to the concept of trilogies, hope for is a really good Episode 9 that sort of undoes the effects of Episode 8. It's never going to feel like a true trilogy at this point. Because if 9 is good, it will be because it undoes everything that was done in 8. That's like all we can hope for. There won't be a real arc to it. If JJ does a good job with this one, and I'm pulling for him, then I think it'll be like a case where you might watch the original trilogy and then Episode 9, and it'll probably tell you everything you need to know about 7 and 8 without having to suffer through them. JJ says everything gets tied up, all the loose ends addressed, everything explained. Yeah, I want to see that. That would be good. That would be good. That would be just fantastic. And then where they go after that, I don't know. Rian Johnson, there's no way that he gets his own trilogy at this point. That there's no way in hell that happens. No, it won't boost the stock of 7 and 8. I really don't think so. I could see it maybe boosting the stock of 7, but I am firm in my conviction that episode 8 is going to have to be erased by episode 9. I don't see any way out of it. And I really believe that that's what's going to happen. Because I know he has to play nice in public, but I have a feeling that there's got to be some bad blood. J.J. Abrams has to feel a little salty about what Rian Johnson did with episode 8. Basically, just completely shrugging off all of the threads that were handed to him. That has to piss JJ off a little bit. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a slaughter. I think that JJ is going to go in there and slaughter episode 8. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it. I've heard people talk about sort of time travel being one option, because apparently that's something that was explored in Rebels. They apparently have time travel in Rebels, so it's been established that time travel is in the Star Wars universe, like it can be done. So it could be that Dave Filoni was working behind the scenes to make sure that we could have a way out, an escape hatch, to get off Rian Johnson's wild ride and make Star Wars great again. I hope that's true. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of using time travel to like fix things and stories. I think it's kind of a cop out, but I'll take it at this point. What do we got here? Installing Windows, 76%. It's way past my bedtime, guys. I should have been asleep by now. I've done a really good job all week, and then this happened. Oh, here's something else. You guys hear about this, huh? Hear about this one? Here's something. The guy, the bike lock guy, the Antifa guy who was like what was he, a professor? He worked at some college. They figured out. I was just reading earlier that he's not going to do any jail time. He was wielding a bike lock and smashed a guy in the head with it, and he's not going to do any jail time. What is he? I think he has to do some community service, I believe, because that's what you need. That'll teach him. That'll teach him not to do that in the future. So if you disagree with someone, you can go ahead and grab a big metal object and kind of bash them in the head with it. And I guess as long as you don't kill them, then you probably won't do any jail time. You can just get some nice community service. Andrew thinks the same will happen with the Gen Con dude. Probably. But I think that they're building a civil case. So at the very least, he might end up having to pay some money. That's better than nothing, right? Hey, we've got some... Thanks for the updates. What have you got? This might take several minutes. They like to do this. Don't turn off your PC. This might take several minutes. I've already seen this screen once before tonight when they wanted to just reinstall Windows, and that didn't work. Now we've done the reset. So again, it might take several minutes. I'm going to sit here and I'll go ahead and not turn off my PC for now. And just see what happens, right? Just see where it goes from here. Just let it do its thing. What can I look... Here, I've got an idea. While this is happening, I said that I wanted to look up on Jedi Insider and see if we had any news on some new play sets. I've got my tablet over here, so I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I got it. It's making me do all these things. These updates help protect you in an online world. Thank you. JediInsider.com. I'm traveling over to JediInsider.com to see if we've got any... Oh, what's this? Look. Anthony Daniels spoils Star Wars Episode 9? What could this be about? Should I click it? Should I tap it? Should I tap that ad? We'll try. See what they're saying here. It's porn. It better not be porn. Now I'm just stealing. Anthony Daniels spoils Star Wars #Star Wars. Episode 9? I want to say that like Lex Luger in his t-shirt video. Super Bowl Saturday? Star Wars Episode 9? Hi. Let's see. Filming is now underway on Star Wars Episode 9, and Anthony Daniels is back on Twitter recapping yesterday's events. Could be something? Could be nothing? We'll find out next year. What did he say? Anthony Daniels says, Star Wars Episode 9, spoiler alert, yesterday was out of this world. Is there more? Yesterday was out of this world. Well, at first glance, this seems like he's just joking. But, guys, what if no. What if he's talking about time travel? Like they've gone out of this world or like jumped into another universe in the Star Wars multiverse? What if they've gone out of this world and into another world? They jumped using a look, Anthony Daniels is so silly trolling everyone with a spoiler alert. But what if it really is a spoiler? What if he is really telling us something here? Do you think that's possible? Do you think it could be? Is there any more news here? Let's head back to the front page at Jedi Insider and let's see if they've got anything else for us. What do we got here? Budget and setting for Jon Favreau's live-action Star Wars series revealed? Just questions. 2018 unboxing toy convention Star Wars Black Series and Vintage Collection reveals. Some of those Vintage Collection ones looked really cool. I might check that out. What is this? Target exclusive Soilo, a Soy Wars story, Force Link 2.0 Imperial Troop 6-pack. That's kind of a cool pack. That's actually kind of neat. That's not too bad, guys. That's actually a decent little set. I don't know what the price point is. Let's see. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 figs. I think these are like usually $8.99 for just an individual. So, Hmm. I think it would be a really good deal if they put this out at hmm hmm put it out between 30 and 40 bucks. Let's see what they're going to do with it. It's probably going to be more expensive than that, isn't it? Uh, Here's what you get. No price point. Come on, you got to have a price point. You got to give your viewers a price point. Target exclusive figure pack. Oh, $44.99. There we go. I missed it. Okay, $44.99. That's not awful. I don't think that's too awful. I mean, look at it this way. That that shitty Vandor 1 playset is the same price. And this is actually like something you can play. You're going to get a lot of good play out of these guys. Even though it is soy low, even though it is a little soy, it's still cool to just have a set of troopers that you can buy. Yeah, I think that's all right. That's not too bad. What's here? What is this? They're taxing you on that force link BS. Yeah, I'm sure they are. Jeremy Boba Fett Bullock announces his retirement. Some more what's shipping stuff. Okay. All right. Let's see. I gotta check this out real quick. My computer supposedly is back. So let me try something here. My internet seems to be working. That's good. So what I can go ahead and do. Oh yeah, how clever of them. They uninstalled Chrome, but they left me with Internet Explorer. Way to go. Way to go, Microsoft. I'm gonna have to go on over to redgiant.com. We're gonna have to give this a try here. Yeah. Go ahead. Come on. Come on. There we go. We're not on dial-up or anything, so just go ahead and... where is it? Universe. Yes, it is. IE is cancer. They're calling it something else now, I think. I think they're calling it, like, Edge. Is that what it is? It's got a new name. I think. I think that's what this is. Where is it? No, I need the link. I need Red Giant link. Red Giant. Link. Let's try right here. Okay. Download for Windows. Let's go ahead and just run that. Just run it back. Take that, rewind it back. Red Giant got the plugins that don't work on any of your programs that you like to use. Let's run it. No, we don't need a desktop icon. I feel like it's an inappropriate question. It's presumptuous, and it's a little rude when programs ask you if you would like Good. Good, it's not saved. Let me see if I can remember it now. Previously saved, and it looks like that's no longer the case. Oh boy. Yeah, I agree. Incorrect Red Giant ID or password. So good. Good, good, good. Wonderful. Um, yep, it is saved on Chrome, and it's not gonna work. God bless it. Oh Lord. Um, can I just try and open it? Will you just let me open it anyway? It's doing it here. Checking for updates. Yeah. No, see, this is crazy. It wasn't even saved on Chrome. It was saved within the program itself. So, since that, what am I gonna do here? I need both hands for a second, guys. I need both hands. I'm gonna have to set you on the tripod and point you at something while I go ahead and try to do this. What do you want to look at? Can we set you up with Shawn Michaels? I'm gonna set you right there with HBK, and I'll continue to talk to you. Just let me try this real quick. I just need to figure out what my damn password is. Uh, did that work? Incorrect. It didn't work. Okay. Let's try another one. Well, let's do this. I forgot my password. Okay, request password reset. That's what I'm doing now. It says that they should have sent me a reset your password email. So let me just try and check up on that. I'm going to check up on it. Where is it? Nothing yet. There it is. Okay. Reset your Red Giant ID password. Let's go ahead and... Which HBK is better? That one or that one? Or we could even go up here. Oh, you can't see up there. Too much of a glare. What? That's what all my passwords are, Andrew says. What? I didn't see anything. Click this link to reset your password. That's what we will do. Okay, new password. I got it. Then it gave me a pop-up when I started typing in the new password. This sucks. God bless it. This really sucks because they don't let you see what you're typing. Uh, yeah, still typing. Okay, I've typed it in once. Now I have to type it again. And I have to try to do this on a tablet. And not mess up so that I don't have to restart. Okay, it says I can now log in. Alright, let me try this. Let me try this one more again. Let me pull up the thing here. No. Nope. Gotta be able to type it. Does this work? Okay, that works, guys. Fantastic. Now, before I am able to install the Universe plugins, which are the plugins that have not worked for months, I have to go to my PC. I have to go to my downloads folder, and I have to go ahead and find the latest version of DaVinci Resolve and see about installing this first so that the plugins can then install to the DaVinci region. Should I try and do those? Maybe not yet. It's having a lot of trouble before. It wants me to install these extra components with DaVinci, and it seems like that. No, I have to install those. It won't let me deselect them. There are a couple things here that I can, yeah. All right, well, bottoms up, as they say. Just gonna tip this one back and see if it works. So the setup progress is initializing, it says. We are initializing. Here's what it looks like, in case you're wondering. That's where we are. Just waiting now. It's initializing. Ugh. Here I can, I know this is not the type of content I want to put out, guys. I understand that this is not ideal, but I've got to keep it going. I've got to do something. I've got to do something every day. And this is just what we're working with right now. So please bear with me. Let's look at Jedi Insider again. I was going to check out, where are we at here? Where are we at? I was going to go ahead and check out these because some of these look neat. The Black Series Vintage collection. Here's what is this? There's one of 6. We got some glare happening here. Maybe I can turn it this way. That'd probably be better. See about this here. So who is this? What happened to his hand? Look. It's not the right way to show off your new toy. Do we have a name here? What about when we click on it? This is Han Solo from Minban or Mimban. It looks like they've gone with the Alden Ehrenreich design here. That definitely does not look like Harrison Ford as Han Solo. And they have posted this picture with him and his hand is missing. So it seems a little lazy that they wouldn't at least pose him correctly. Like, why would you do this? Why? I mean, it's not like they... What? Was there a deadline to meet? You couldn't have seen this and said, oh, well, we might want to retake this photo because his hand is not attached to his arm. Is that how the action figure comes? maybe they're showing you a feature here. Like his hand comes off. They've got like detachable hands or something. I'm making excuses for them now. Let's see, what's next? Here's another photo of the same one. Looks like he's actually holding his helmet in that picture. Yeah, I guess that's from the scene at the beginning when he's fighting in that battle when he first meets Woody Harrelson's character right before he meets Chewie. Yeah, okay. Here's another character, Leia Bouche. Okay. What else? What do you think of that one? I mean, the colors are good. Looks like a good build. And then just another picture of that one. I thought there would be a greater variety of characters that they would show here. They've only shown Han and Leia. Well, okay, whatever. Fine. If that's what you want to give us, Jedi Insider, that's fine. All right, back on my computer here. It looks like DaVinci has finished Resolve installed successfully. All right, guys, this is the moment of truth. This has to install now. No support host applications detected. That can't be right because I just installed Resolve. Okay. Maybe I'll restart it. Is that what we have to do? Okay. I mean, Resolve's right there. You can see it on my desktop. You can see it right there, guys. Right here. There's Resolve. I want to install Red Giant. Okay, now it's downloading. Now it's beginning to work. Now we might be getting somewhere. Now we might be getting somewhere. I'm going to sort these out a little bit. You know what this is right here? That's an episode of Super Divorce Gets Beer that needs to be edited that I've not been able to do because of all of this malarkey that I've been going through. Yeah, and I was right. There it is. See what it says? I was right, Andrew. Microsoft Edge. They've rebranded. So it's no longer Explorer. It's called Microsoft Edge. So if you use Edge, do you think that makes you an Edge Lord? Is that what all the fans of Microsoft Edge call themselves now? The Edge Lords? They're like the elitists who only use Microsoft Edge. Dude, they rebranded. Dude, it's not Explorer anymore. You noob. Like, it's not even... Explorer doesn't even exist. It's Edge now. It's so much better, dude. Seriously. I know I'm an Edge Lord. What do you use? Firefox? What do you use? Opera? Dude, the fat lady sung a long time ago. It's over. Edge wins, dude. Well, I'm going to have to use Edge to download a good browser here soon. Alright, so Universe is now installing. Universe is now installing. This is the final countdown. After this installs and I open up Resolve, it's going to tell me whether or not I'm going to have to do a clean install of Windows. And if that's the case, if we open up Resolve and the plugins do not show up, it's going to be bedtime. It's going to be bedtime for me. If I open Resolve and the plugins are there, I will go downstairs and probably grab the last beer that's in my fridge right now. And I've not had anything to drink in about a week. So, but I will have that beer that's downstairs if this works. Because it'll be the payoff to a feud that's been ongoing for, like I said, April, May, June, July, and now we're a week into August. Andrew said that's because he hasn't. Yeah, I've not had anything to drink in about a week, and Andrew said it's because he's not visited. Uh, we always have to drink our beers. Where are we going? Okay, so let's see if it shows up under here. Universe host applications, DaVinci Resolve. That means it should work. So with that, here we go. Bottoms up. Resolve coming up. No, I don't. You can just skip the tour. Skip and start right now. Just let me start. Allow access. It wants my key again. I've already activated this, guys. Oh my god. Okay, now we're into more. Okay, now we gotta do something else annoying, right? It couldn't have just been like, yeah, open it up and begin. F, blah. Hold on. Okay, that was a big number. So okay. Let me start. Starting resolve. That's fine. Do whatever you got to do. Just allow it. Allow it. It's fine, Windows Defender. We've gone through this. Just let them open up this program, please. All right. Over here, I'm going to click on this color button. Let me show what we're going to do here. I'm going to click on the color button, and then up here there's going to be another tab we have to click on. So let's just do this first. Color. Now we're going to go up here to Open FX and click on this. And what do we have? Anything? Nope. They're not there. They should show up right here. What? Ooh, boy. Oh, Lord. Wow. Wow. How does that even work? Look. Here's why it's so infuriating. Look. The Universe plugins are currently installed with the following host applications. DaVinci Resolve. Go right over here. Nope. No, not really. Nope. Actually, you can't have your plugins. Actually, you can't do that. What in the world? Wow. Do you think they'll still be blocked in Premiere? They probably will. I mean, why wouldn't they be? So I'll just try that just for good measure. You know, at this point, I'm going to have to like uninstall. Yeah, on the upside, I can still post some content. I can still post some. I just don't like posting content like this. That's just me struggling with my computer. You know? It's just crap. It's I don't know. Can I just do it that way? Oh boy. All right, hold on a second. Wow. This is awful. So I can't make heads or tails of this situation. It's like you've installed everything you need. It's telling you that it's supposed to work, and it just doesn't for no reason. So I don't know. I don't have anything else to say about that. I'm very, 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 very disappointed. I was hoping that that would finally do it, and it didn't. And now, here, let me see. In local disk, I don't even have the option to go to the folder that I need. Yeah, yeah, this is a shit show, guys. So that's about that. The Windows tech support people should be calling me back any time now. They said within an hour to 2 hours they would be calling me back to check up, to see if things were working. Well, they're not, and there's no reason for it. So I'm going to get off here and I'm going to tinker around for just a bit and see if I might be able to make a miracle happen. And if not, then it's going to be bedtime very soon. So I would like to thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight as we built up to this letdown. And, I keep saying this, but maybe tomorrow we'll be back with a proper video and not just me fighting with my computer. That would be good. So until then, please, everyone, take real good care, and we'll talk to you soon. Good night.